Hello, good morning. I am going to try to make this the shortest podcast I've ever made. And I don't know, life's an experiment. Why not, right? So there's just a couple things I want to tell you, that's not part of my show or not part of my professional life. I just want to talk to you a little bit about balance and what living in the flow can do for you because you become connected to the universal consciousness, which is also the flow. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little example from my own life. Sometimes I can't remember things. I can't remember where I put things. I can't remember how to do things. I don't know why. I've actually been like this my whole life, and pretty much had a very difficult time with employment and all kinds of things, and it's been all my life. I had spinal meningitis when I was 3 months old and polio at the same time, and so I'm a little maybe glitchy as a result. I don't know. All I know is I'm atypical. So, but none of this is bad stuff. Long story short, it was all part of my pre-birth agreement that set me on a path, on a course, to learn what I needed to learn, to be who I am today, to be able to turn around and make podcasts like this that hopefully are insightful and hopefully help encourage other people. So, getting back to forgetting where things are, no, I have no idea. I did for a few years. I did the sticky note method. So it's like I have different states of consciousness. And so what I know in one state of consciousness, I don't know in another state because I know other things. It's crazy making. Don't even try to figure it out. But I went through a couple of years where I did the sticky note method. And then I went, no, this actually isn't helping my memory. If anything, it's making it worse. So as I was able to tap into the flow more and more, I was able to notice something amazing. So I think what that means is in the bigger picture, the really big picture here, the balance is always reestablishing itself. The harmony is always reestablishing itself. And if we stop long enough to pay attention, we can see that. And it's neither good nor bad because it's actually, although it's balance, it's not a dichotomy, okay? And so what happens is sometimes when we've had it really good in this area, and this area, and this area, our heart is just torn in another area of our life. And that's the balance. And so what we're trying to do is stand at the middle of the teeter-totter so that we're not all the way down on one side, not all the way down on the other side. So anyway, getting back to not being able to remember. So I got to tell you, this works for me every time. And it's so lovely, and I want to pass it on to you. So this morning I was thinking I needed a list, and I felt anxiety because I always do when I have to trust the flow. It's not a natural thing. I resist. I want to figure it out. I want to consciously remember. I want to consciously find it on my own. And of course it never works. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken. I've been at this for a long time, and I've been a bit of a slow learner. But anyway, so long story short, now I'm going to bring it down from the macro and the big picture down to my life experience, which is a focal point or an intersection, okay? This is all represented in math, but don't ask me to explain it right now because that Karen isn't here. Well, yeah, I got one, but she doesn't always present, let's put it that way. So anyway, so I was feeling anxiety. I needed to find this list because it's a little chore that I've been putting off. And as I put things off, I tend to grow with a little bit of anxiety when I think about it, which is really good at making me want to distract myself and not look at it anymore. But, my grown-up self is mature enough now that I can go, no, you're going to deal with this and you're going to feel really good. Your reward is how good you're going to feel after you do it. But I needed my list because it has the information has a lot of details. So, anyway, so this is what I did. So I just made myself a really nice cup of tea, and I just sat down on my chair in my little kitchen, and I just resolved. I just let it go. I just opened up for a second to allow something else to present I wouldn't identify as me, although it is a part of me, okay? So I sit down and I'm going to have a couple sips of tea, and I just start to relax and kind of go, I got this. I'm going to find that list, and I got this. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to enjoy doing it. So I'm drinking my tea and I'm sitting there. I look outside and there's a church next door and they're having a gathering and they look so happy. And I'm so happy because people are congregating again. And we need that as a species. So it's lovely. It's lovely to see. So anyway, it made me a little bit happy, and got my tea and I'm happy. And I'm not really thinking about anything. Literally not thinking about anything, because I'm able to slip into what I call sacred space, and at that point I can connect. Well, I don't actually do anything. I wait. I wait at the gate. I open the gate and I wait, and it comes to me. So anyway, I know, get on with the story, Karen. Get on with it. Okay, I guess this isn't going to be the shortest podcast I ever made, but I'm trying. So anyway, so all of a sudden I noticed beside me I've got a bit of a calendar book, a little bit of a day timer, keep myself organized and write what I want to do, and my little ideas that are so fleeting that I don't want to miss, because I want to bring them into the picture in the future. At that point I have no idea what it means, but I always know what I need to keep, what I can let go of. Anyway, so I just grabbed this little book and I, holding it in my hand, not thinking, not expecting to do anything, my hand takes a page and turns it, and there's my list. So I knew all along, and so all this getting stressed out, where I could have gone, if I had stayed in that stressed out mode, if I had have not sat down and given myself the space to relax, to collect myself, and to open the gate, that wouldn't have come to me. And so that's the balance. That is the balance. And so I want to encourage all of you to, I know everyone goes, I don't want to get rid of my distractions. Oh my God, my phone's pinging. I have to go look. It might be important, right? All that shit, we got to put that, it's okay to do it, but then we got to put it aside, and we got to spend time in the reality that's the real. Not the fake real, the real, right? And just start to become aware of what amazing beings we are, but also seeing the balance. So going back out into the bigger picture again, all things are in balance. And so when we get greedy in any one area, and then it's really funny, the things we do and the rituals we create for ourselves to keep from realizing that's what it is. We're willing to take physical body pain. We're willing to take loneliness. We're willing to take a broken heart, all these things, rather than just start operating in the flow where none of that even exists. So it can't be real, right? So anyway, I don't want to jibber jab too much here, but I want to get this out. But I want to tell you that. And then I also wanted to tell you, people just make assumptions because that's what humans do, and that's okay. But I want to thank you, every one of you who has bought one of my Zendome's orgone generators, or at least really wants to, but maybe can't quite afford it at that point in their lives. I try to have a price range available to everybody, and I'm doing the best I can. But I want you to understand that my company supports low-income people. So it's not like I got a big house with a big studio and I'm down there with all my fancy stuff creating. No, not at all. I work in partnership with 4 other people. All of them are low income. All of them have very modest lifestyles, and but big hearts. And you literally put food on our table. Okay, now I'm getting emotional, but I just want you to know how much I appreciate your kindness. And in these tough times, that you're willing to spend your money and buy my orgone generators. Now, I know they're going to make a difference in your life, and I'm so happy they're going out into the world, and that could be a whole new podcast. But my point is, you're making a difference in my life to the better, and I want you to know I see it, and I appreciate it, and so do the people I work with. And some of us actually, I myself have food in the fridge and have a little place, a safe place. But some of us don't, you know. And so, yeah, you're not buying from big corporation. You're buying from very small business with that supports other small businesses. So it's an integrity thing, you know. And I'm just so grateful that you're supporting our work. So I'm gonna go now. Otherwise, I'll just get started again, I guess. But I hope you have a great day. I hope you have the best day ever. I want you to know that I actually, in my heart, I'm connected to you, and I care about you, and I love you. And the great universal consciousness has given me this amazing, I'm a conduit. So it's not even, it is my love, but it's more than that. I'm streaming direct from universal love, from my heart to your heart, all the time. And so I'm just a tool, and I'm totally okay being that tool. But I want you to know that the love is here. Just open the gate.